Hey there, friends, and welcome back to another 3-Minute Thoughts. My name is Derek, and in the next 3 minutes, we're going to continue this journey through the book of Ezekiel. We've only got 2 more episodes in this book. Today is chapters 44 and 45. As we look at chapter 44, we see that God turns Ezekiel's attention to the temple gates and the role of the priests. The east gate, the one where God's glory had just entered, is now permanently closed. You might be wondering why, right? Because God's presence is so holy that no one else may casually pass through. Only the prince, the future ruler appointed by God, may sit inside the gate and eat bread in the presence of the Lord. Then God makes this sharp distinction between 2 kinds of priests. There were Levites who had gone astray, leading Israel into idolatrous behavior. They're still being given tasks, but only the lesser duties, guarding the temple, managing daily work. But the sons of Zadok, who had stayed faithful, are given the privilege of drawing near to God to offer sacrifices. They're called to a life of purity, no unclean practices, no compromise, no selfish gain. Their whole calling is to teach God's people the difference between the holy and the common, the clean and the unclean. As we turn into chapter 45, we see that God lays out land divisions and special offerings. The focus here is on justice and fairness. The land is apportioned so that the temple, the priests, and the prince have their space. God warns against corruption. The prince must not oppress the people or take from their inheritance. Instead, he's going to provide for the temple and lead the people in worship through these appointed feasts and sacrifices. So the big picture here is of 2 different themes: holiness and justice. Holiness, we see how God makes it clear that his presence is not to be treated lightly. There's a difference between faithful leaders and unfaithful ones, between lives that are set apart for him and lives that run after compromise. As Christians today, we're reminded that we too are called to be a royal priesthood, a people belonging to God. This means pursuing purity, not in a legalistic sense, but because God's presence dwells in us through his Spirit. But then there's this other theme of justice. God is also deeply concerned with how leaders treat people. The prince isn't to exploit or enrich himself at the expense of others. Instead, he's called to serve and to ensure fairness in a culture where leaders often use power for personal gain. Ezekiel reminds us that true leadership mirrors God's heart, lifting up the people, protecting their inheritance, and modeling generosity. Ezekiel's vision paints a picture of what it looks like when God's people live under his rule, holiness marked by God's presence and justice flowing into the everyday. That's something we too can model. Be well, friends.